Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. The man who changed how we shop, read, listen to music, and even consume entertainment. Today, he's known as one of the richest men on the planet. But few people know that he came within inches of total failure. His company, Amazon, was once just 60 days away from running out of money. The media mocked him. Investors ran. Even his employees started losing faith. But in the middle of that chaos, Bezos made one decision. One bold move. That would change everything. And that decision? It didn't just save Amazon. It built an empire. But before we get there, let's rewind to the part most people skip because you don't understand the power of a decision. Until you understand what came before it. Jeffrey Preston Bezos was born in 1964 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. His mother, Jackie, was a teenager when he was born. His biological father left early. And by the time Jeff was 4, a Cuban immigrant named Miguel Bezos became his adoptive father. Miguel didn't have much. He came to the U.S. without speaking English. But he worked hard, studied, and eventually became an engineer at Exxon. From Miguel, Jeff learned the value of sacrifice, of resilience, and of dreaming bigger than your circumstances. Even as a child, Jeff was obsessed with how things worked. He once took apart his crib with a screwdriver just because he didn't want to sleep in it anymore. He rigged kitchen alarms to keep his siblings out, turned his garage into a lab, built homemade gadgets just for fun. While other kids played with toys, Jeff wanted to build them. He wasn't the loudest, wasn't the most popular, but his curiosity was relentless. He went on to study at Princeton, majoring in electrical engineering and computer science. He could have done anything.
And at first he did what was expected. Wall Street noticed him. He joined hedge funds, started making money, lived a life that, on paper, looked perfect. He was just 26 and already earning 6 figures.
Comfortable apartment, prestigious job, fast career trajectory. But Bezos had a problem. He wasn't built for comfort. He was built to build. One day in 1994, sitting at his desk at Dewey Shaw, he read something that stopped him cold. Internet usage was growing by 2,300% a year. That number hit him like a thunderbolt. He started brainstorming ideas. What could he sell online? Books. They were universal, cheap to ship, and bookstores had limited shelf space. An online bookstore could hold millions of titles. In that moment, Jeff knew this was it.
But to chase this vision, he'd have to give up everything. His salary, his job security, his lifestyle. He told his boss he was leaving to sell books on the internet. The reaction? A mix of confusion and concern.
Asked himself, when I'm 80 years old, will I regret this decision? And the answer was clear. No, he'd regret not trying. So he quit, packed up a car with his wife, Mackenzie, wrote the business plan while she drove cross-country, and headed to Seattle. There, in a small garage, Amazon was born. The first website was rough. The team was tiny. Jeff had to fight to even get an internet connection installed, but what they lacked in resources, they made up for in obsession. Orders came in one by one. Every time someone bought a book, the team celebrated. They worked long days, slept in the office, packed boxes by hand. They used doors as desks. Because doors were cheaper than actual desks, Bezos didn't care about appearances. He cared about building something real. By 1997, Amazon went public. Investors were excited. Wall Street started paying attention. By 1999, Bezos was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. But behind the scenes, something dangerous was brewing.
The dot-com bubble. Companies with no revenue were getting millions in funding. Startups with no product were going public. It was a tech gold rush. And then, it all collapsed. In 2000, the market crashed. Companies evaporated overnight.
Hundreds went bankrupt. Stocks tanked. Fortunes disappeared. Amazon? Its stock dropped by over 90, from $107 down to just $6. The headlines? Amazon bomb. Jeff Bezos is finished. Inside Amazon, morale crashed. Employees whispered about quitting. Suppliers pulled out. Investors called him a fool, and worst of all, Amazon had only 60 days of cash left, 2 months to survive or die.
This was the moment that makes or breaks entrepreneurs. Bezos could have cut everything. He could have played it safe, just try to survive. But that's not what he did. Instead, he made one of the riskiest bets in business history.
While cutting costs and laying off 15% of staff, he secretly started investing in something no one else saw coming: infrastructure. He told his engineers, let's build our own servers, our own back end, so we can run faster, smarter, better. Everyone thought he was crazy, They barely had cash to pay bills, and he wanted to build a tech platform. Yes, the decision became Amazon Web Services. AWS wasn't flashy. It wasn't customer-facing. But Bezos saw the future. He believed that every company would one day need the cloud, and if Amazon built it now, they'd own the foundation of the internet. It took years, millions in investment, tons of internal resistance, but Bezos stayed the course, and while no one paid attention, Amazon quietly built the most powerful infrastructure in tech, while competitors like Pets.com and eToys died. Amazon evolved. It stopped being a bookstore. It became a platform, a place for third-party sellers, a logistics machine, a subscription ecosystem.
In 2005, Bezos launched Amazon Prime. People thought it was insane. Free 2-day shipping? Forever? How would that make money? But Bezos understood something the world didn't. Convenience beats price, and loyalty is more valuable than profit.
Prime members started buying more, and more, and more. Customer obsession became Amazon's religion. Everything revolved around the user, even if it meant losing money short term. And as the world caught up, Amazon exploded. Kindle disrupted publishing. Alexa entered homes. Amazon Studios competed with Hollywood. By 2020, it made over $80 billion a year. One division. Started in a crisis. Now worth more than most Fortune 500 companies. That one decision to build instead of panic became the foundation of Amazon's empire. It's what saved the company and made Jeff Bezos the richest man on earth. But here's the real lesson. Bezos didn't win because he was lucky. He won because he could see beyond the moment, while others feared the crash. Jeff Bezos built Amazon in chaos, and he rebuilt it in crisis. And you, if you enjoyed this, subscribe to Success Legacy, because we're just getting started. In our next video,